A Reddit user asked, "What paranormal activities have you witnessed?" In response, fellow Redditors shared their spine-chilling encounters with the supernatural. Lights turning off, on. Items flying off of shelves, counters. One time when I was home at night by myself, I saw something move out of the corner of my eye. I looked over and the bottom of one half of my scarf that I had draped over the top of my bathroom door was suspended at a 20-degree angle, including the tassels in mid-air. At this point so many things were happening in my apartment, including physical welts down my back, that I was terrified to be in it. I ended up getting dressed and going outside the building before I broke down crying and called my grandma to come pick me up. A different time my friend and I were outside the building smoking when we heard what sounded like someone thrashing my apartment. I'm talking chairs being smashed into walls, shelves being tipped over. I was the only person living in the building at the time. We raced upstairs to catch whoever it was, but not a single thing was moved in my apartment and all the other units were locked. I checked. I never saw a ghost, apparition, shadow, etc. When we first moved in, everyone hated coming into our building. They said it felt off. My ex and I never felt that way at first and thought everyone was exaggerating. By the time I moved, I wouldn't speak about ghosts or watch anything remotely paranormal in my apartment. Eventually I watched the paranormal activities at a friend's and cannot describe the chill I felt. Similar things were happening in my own home. Haven't experienced anything like it since I moved. Another Redditor wrote, "When I was in high school my parents worked shift work at a hospital, and occasionally that would mean I'd be left at home alone at night with my dog. On this particular night, it was around 10 p.m. My dad had left for work in the afternoon, and my mom was getting ready to leave, so I was going to be alone for a few hours until he came home. My mom was getting ready to leave through the front door when she noticed there was a small pile of t-shirts on the floor near the stairs to the second floor. My dog liked to lie down on them. She said, 'Make sure you put these in the laundry hamper,' which was upstairs in their bedroom. I said sure, bent down to pick them up and threw them upstairs, and they landed in the upstairs hallway, so I could pick it up from there when I went upstairs. I turned around and my mom was saying bye to our dog and giving him a few back rubs before she left. I waved at my mom as she closed the door, then called my dog to come upstairs as I got ready for bed. We walked up the stairs together, and when I got to the top I noticed that the laundry wasn't in the hallway. I checked my bedroom, which was right next to where I thought I had thrown them, and it wasn't there either. I walked down the rest of our upstairs hallway and into my parents' room, and there was the laundry sitting in the middle of their floor. With the layout of my parents' house, there's literally no way my throw could have landed as far and into their bedroom, perpendicular to the direction I threw it. And neither me or my dog had touched them after I threw them up. I got serious goosebumps when I saw that, and then reached down to pick up the pile of clothes. When I picked it off the floor, I noticed that underneath the pile was a burn mark on the carpet, slightly larger than a quarter, as if something hot had settled there and made an indent. There was no smoke or smell, and looked like it had been there for a long time. I never saw that burn mark before, and I used to go in there every day to put my own clothes in the hamper. I quickly got ready for bed and tried to go to sleep and not think about what just happened. Still don't have any explanation to that, and I think about it every so often." Another user wrote, "I went with my best friend during high school for summer vacation to his grandparents who live in the countryside in Japan. I stayed in his mom's old room, which has a small wall closet. Just above this closet was a smaller closet door, like 1.5 feet tall and about 3 feet wide, just above it. Weird design, but their house is old. The first couple weeks, I was pretty jet-lagged, and Japan is hot and humid, so I didn't really sleep at night. If my light was off at night though, I always felt uneasy about that small closet space. Something about it just felt darker than the rest of the room. Toward the end of the second week, I started to adjust to the time difference. One morning, I woke up and that small door was open. It was unsettling, but I closed it and just thought maybe it wasn't closed all the way and came loose. A couple nights later, I woke up feeling uneasy. It was dark and I could kinda see, and I could see that small door was open. It was much darker than the rest of the room, like black, pitch dark. This was the first and only time I experienced paralysis. I was too scared to move, say, or do anything. I just felt this darkness coming from there. I don't remember sleeping that night, but I must have, because I remember waking up the next morning. I told my friend about it, who said his mom told him about something like that, too. When we got back home, and I talked to his parents, his mom kinda joked with me, "So, I heard you met the ghost." Another user wrote, "I work in a cemetery. One evening I had stayed late to do some catch-up work. I was taking pictures of some granite samples to have on my phone and had already locked up. I was alone. As I was holding my phone, I heard the doorway to the basement swing open, slam shut, and heard footsteps go down the stairs. I froze. I thought for sure someone had come in. I called out to see if it was someone from maintenance. No reply. I got scared because if it wasn't them, someone had broken in. I stayed still for a bit and listened, then called out again. Nothing. Finally I got brave enough to look. No one there. I peeked down the basement. Empty. All the doors were still locked.